wait, where was he? Hey, everybody. Check, 1, 2. Hey, my YouTube people. Can you see me? Can you see me? Oh, no, maybe I'm on the wrong thing. We might have a situation here. We might have to figure this out here, folks. All right. I'm trying to go live. All right. So my people on YouTube, hang tight. If you can see this, I think I'm on Instagram. We're gonna try to fix this. Oh, now there we are. You got me now. There was a little bit of a kerfuffle. Sometimes I forget to hit go live. 900 buttons, and the go live is a problem. Can you see me now? Let me know if you can see me in the chat. Give me a hey, we see you, we got it. And we'll get out of the gates in a funky way. So, let's do a scale on a string. In fact, let's warm up officially here. Play me your open E string. Just play an open E. Open E, right there. You can play it open, you can play a 12th fret. Try that. So we'll do open, 12. Open, 10. Here we go. Try that one. Yum, boom, boom. Yum, boom, boom. 9th fret. Wum, boom, bam. Bum, bum, bam. 7th fret. Wum, bum, 5th fret. Bum, bum, bam. Oh, I'm not even seeing the dots. Oh boy, my guitar friends. I tell you what, sometimes it's just too many things going on, right? Keep going, keep rocking and E, right? Oh, look out. We got the dots back. In fact, pink looks better anyway. Let's do pink. All right, so open, 12th, 10th, 9th, 7th, 5th. I want you to bring in that 4th, and then also bring in that 3rd. You're like, wait a second, it's got to be major or minor. No, it doesn't. Hello. And then let's give the 2nd fret a shot at it too, right? Try them all. 3rd, 4th, 5th. It's gonna be a fun day. We're gonna talk today about diagonal pentatonics. If you haven't tried them, you're gonna really like them. Keep warming up. Don't let me get in the way. Let's try this little Hey Joe lick. Right? If you're out there on Instagram, you know you can comment the word skills, and you're gonna get yourself a really nice 5-day course. One day at a time, I give you a new little skills challenge, and it's so fun. All right, here we go. All right, let's just try some regular box one down here. Let's try it together one time through from the top. 2, 3 from the 1st string. Yeah, that means we just made it through the warm-up. Let's move into the workout. And we'll talk about a lot of things. We're in no rush today. But as long as we're going to do this workout, this is an example of what my members and I do 5 days a week. We get in, we get out. You're a guilt-free guitarist because I'm your coach. I tell you what to do, and you listen, and you do whatever you want. But isn't it great to have momentum? That's what we're doing. So if you're interested in that, guitarworkoutoftheday.com. In fact, I have a fancy schmancy. Where is it? Where is anything ever? Hey, look at that. More on that later. But let's get into this idea of diagonal pentatonics. In fact, let's just use this. Actually, let's do a different key. We'll use the same. We'll do a different drum beat. Simple, little more chill, laid back drum beat. Let's take your classic A minor. I know my members, we're always good to review some things. All right, picture it. You're in a world, one man and one pentatonic box. It's all he knows. He's going into an open mic. Blues jam, you say? Is it in A minor? Oh, whew. Phew, because that's the one that I got. That's the box, right? Let's play this just to kick around the tires of an old friend. Starting from, let's play it the way we do in our most clinical YouTube video kind of way. Right here from this top note. 1, 2, 3, and we go. Does someone feel inspired to rock and or roll? Because I believe the best scale ever on earth just got played. All right, let's tone it down a bit with the sarcasm, Tim. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It's going to be okay. You're all going to be all right. What am I doing? I'm erasing most of this scale because I want us to just focus on one octave at a time, right? And I'm filling in those dots there. Let's just play that much, right? So that's A to A, right? A. Not bad, you know? And the idea is that we're just taking one piece of it at a time. So it's not just constantly everything all the time and then confusion sets in. Can you relate? What if now, this is where we're getting into our diagonal part of it. So you're like, when is he gonna do the diagonals? Just get rid of that note. Get rid of that one that you play with your pinky. But let's not get rid of it. Let's just play it in a different spot. Let's harness the beauty of what a guitar can do that a piano cannot. Guitars, love them or leave them, they have the same notes in different places. So if we play this exact same sequence of notes, we just took the one that we normally play with our pinky, and we moved it down here. That's your thing. That's your thing that makes it diagonal. Just that much, right? Let's go back up. So it seems like a subtle and like either or kind of switch at first, right? But what that gets you now, if you take this pattern that this creates, just by taking that one sort of side, going through the side door there, let's take these moments here where we have 3 notes on a string, because this is the pattern. It just repeats over and over again. It goes 2 notes per string, and you may have bumped into this, but now I'm going to try to make it more accessible for you so that you can actually use it the next time you dropped into that blues jam in A, or dare I say, it could be B flat. I know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say B flat. It's all going to be A and E and G for the rest of your life, I promise. Okay, so here's 2 notes on a string, right? Here's a note, here's a note. Yeah, that's our root. Okay, so you have that 2. The next string, using this pattern, is going to be 3 notes per string, and it's a pentatonic scale, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're there. Are we not seeing the dots again? Are my dots just, they're coming and they're going? I think I'm plugged into the thing. You can see them there on the who's that and the what's up, and the what's up and the who dad. Yep. Oh, there it is. Okay, anyway. Just my mind playing tricks on me. So, all right, 2 notes per string, 3 notes per string. On this 3 notes per string, let's just treat it like it's what I've been calling the triple slider. I'm drawing these sort of crazy little arrows there as a way of saying that it sounds better to my ear and it's more efficient when you hit those 3 notes there, rather than trying to stretch. And I know that the shredders love their 3 notes per string, but for our sort of blues pop rock sensibility, let's just treat it like something where we take this same simple shape with our left hand, right? So we've got this kind of like the sort of first and third finger. It's really easy to slide it right up there. So check it out. If we went boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, da, boom, ba, boom, just right up and down, and guess what? That continues. So the diagonal pentatonic at first might look like it's this massive, you know, collection of notes. In fact, I think I have it here somewhere. This might be one of those like crazy cooking shows. Yeah, there it is. So that's that A minor pentatonic in its full glory. But you see it's just 2 notes, 3 notes, and then 2 notes again. Those white dots tell you where the roots are. So you could just take one of those little octaves, learn it one thing at a time, and find yourself in a very good place. Now we're going to jam. We've done our little sort of like work out your brain, and we're going to play now and jam over something that might even be considered useful. You know? little bit stinky for your Saturday. And I'm all right with it. Now just play. We've entered the play zone. I hope you grabbed your guitar, by the way. I'll play a little bit of rhythm guitar. Here's an example, actually. Let's play a couple times through together, and then I'll get out of the way and just be rhythm. So we go. Just up and down one octave, right? Join me. We got time. What are you doing right now? You're on YouTube. You're on your Instagram. Yeah, they're on your Instagram. You're playing your Nintendo box, and you should be grabbing your guitar. Let's do both. Okay, let's go next octave up, okay? So that one's a little bit... You gotta do this sort of across the third and second string. You know how it does that little sort of one fret difference? But wait a second. I bet you're gonna recognize that you just went from box 1 up into the AKA, House of Blues. So this is going to give you more information about what you already know, right? Connections, really. If this is my box 1, and now I want to slide up into the House of Blues, the house that BB built, but really Albert built this box. BB built this one. We're not going there, though. You get the idea. Play some of those, take it one octave at a time. I'm playing rhythm for you. Play whatever, right? Just go freestyle, go AWOL now, because you don't want to just always play the exercise all the way. So play some of your favorites. Mystical. 5 seconds left. Give me all you got. Burn it out. Nice work, guitar friends. How are we feeling about that? For those of you out there, and I'm looking at you, my Instagrammers, how you doing? Remember, you can just comment. This is the world we live in. You can just say, send me the files, and I'll send you the files. And the files in this case are, it's a 5-day skills challenge. So if you're like, what's this guy all about? What's this guitar workout of the day thing? First of all, you can go to guitarworkoutoftheday.com. That's my new website. I am guitar friend Tim Fagan. I'll talk a little bit about myself and my accolades and whatnot, but long story short, I'm teaching a lot of guitar now, and I really enjoy it. And I got incredible members and friends who I consider friends now. We've been working together hard day in, day out, and making a lot of music. And that includes some of the people you see here in the chat. You can't see the chat if you're on Instagram, but you can see each other. And what I was going to say, comment skills, get that stuff. It's great. 5-day skills challenge over here on YouTube. We got Steve, we got Wade, Jim Blizzard, Clarence, Phyllis, Tony. I mean, most of these people are my tried and true power users and members and friends. And we're showing up together 5 days a week. We do live streams just like this, but within the members area, which is awesome. And today we're going to, stretch out and I'll answer questions. And we have an amazing drawing for the winner of the Dare to Share challenge. So there'll be a big spinny wheel. So even if you didn't enter, it's fun to see what the chaos has in store for us. So today's going to be like a laid back sort of open house version of what we do. Normally we just do like 15, 20 minutes and we just stay directly on topic. We have a weekly theme. It's pretty great. I'll tell you more about that. I'll give you the spiel. But yeah, if you're wondering what this is, my name's Tim Fagan. Guitar Friend Tim is like the world that we're creating together with my guitar friends. And the guitar workouts of the day turn out to be the thing that, dare I say, everyone says it. Wait, I got to turn on my special effects. It is, I don't know, a game changer. Yeah, yeah. Not just AI and Bitcoin and NFTs are game changers. It turns out guitar lessons can be game changers now too. And it occurred to me, I'll tell the whole story later, but like basically, wouldn't you like to have someone take away the decisions you have to make about what to practice next? Yeah, I know, right? It just seems so obvious with all this interneting and remote learning. What if someone could just be like, yeah, today we're doing this. We're doing triads. We're doing diagonal pentatonics. You might have seen me earlier in this broadcast jumping around and these things lit up. And you might have thought like, what in the Mike and Ike and happy, Skittles is all that? Let's talk about that. Because have you ever, in the chat, let me know, have you ever played tenths? And tenths, you may know from. So let me know if you've played Blackbird before. And then let me know if you've not only played Blackbird, but you've messed around with what Blackbird is made of, right? These are tenths. And when you take them out on the open road, as it were, they're really, really fun. They're really satisfying. And they are the substance of like song ideas and riffs. You'll recognize them suddenly everywhere. As I say a lot, there's like synth, like electronic producers and things like that. They love like the and pop and things like, think of like, Bieber doing the Ed Sheeran song. Those are tenths, right? So let's get into tenths a bit, and these dots, I'll explain them. But as I go, I'm looking at the chat. Oh yeah, Michael Beckloff is excited because the prize for the lucky winner, I think I have it somewhere here, all these buttons, is socks. Can't see it on Instagram, but I just put up a picture of custom socks. And the winner is going to get to decide what goes on the socks that will be made one of a kind just for them. You'll get 2 socks. I mean, not one of a kind. You'll get a pair. But yeah, if your feet are cold, you're excited, you've entered the Dare to Share challenge, and you're ready to cozy up with the winner's socks, because nothing rocks your socks like a pair of socks. Futuristic caveman. Oh, yeah, it's true. Rob Hoffman. Oh, hey, how you doing, Rob? Good to see you. Brim Vim, one of our friends and members, was in the Zoom call yesterday. We do weekly Zoom calls. All right. John, we got good, happy people here. I'll keep the show rolling here. And I appreciate any of the likes and subscribes. It's exciting. I've been doing this less than a year, but we're approaching like the 10,000 mark on Instagram as far as followers. We're breaking into the 8,500 on YouTube. So if you're so inclined, subscribe, like. I don't put out the junk. It's nothing but the hits and sock content. I'm sorry. If you're into that, it's more of a rarity, but here we are today. Let's talk tenths. Okay. In fact, I'll start by taking these dots away. We'll build it up. No, I'll add more. I'll just melt all of our cortexes. All right, let's start on this layer. If you're wondering, a lot of people ask what I use for this stuff. It's a Jamstick MIDI guitar, and I send the dots, the green dots out using that. And to get them green and all that, it's a bunch of hocus pocus that I use with this OBS broadcasting software. So I run it through some filters so that it can show up with just the dots on screen. And then the underlying fretboard I have on my iPad here in a Adobe Fresco using the pen. That way I can do this sort of like coach in the locker room, chalk talk and drawing on the screen here. So that's the idea. Let's take everybody, if you would, let me get you playing a little bit more again. Let's do some root name recall. And that's as simple as it sounds, but very deceptive. So what is this note right here? Say it and play it on your side of the screen. The low 6th string, 3rd fret, you should kind of have it like bada boom, bada bing. That's a G, right? Let's just jump around. I'll quiz you on different things just like that, right? Okay, so play me another G, but now play it on the 5th string. What fret would the G on the 5th string be? I'll give you a little bit of time and then I'll spell it out for you. So that's a G on the 5th string, that's 10th fret. Okay, same type of thing. Let's say a B, a regular B, 6th string. Okay, that's gonna be there. 7th fret. All right, tell me what is the note on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. 5th string. So 2nd fret, 5th string. I always get jumbled up when it's like all the numbers. I try to keep it simple as far as like, 2nd fret, 3rd finger, blah, blah, blah. Don't you feel like there's a lot of those? Anyway, we try to simplify that with the dots. That's a B right there. So that was a trick question. A, where's the A? 5th fret, 6th string, right? Where would I find the A on the 5th string? It's open. You could also find it on the 12th fret. So we're filling in as we go here, we're filling in G major, just so you know. What else would be a G major? D, where would you find a D? On the 5th string, you'd find it 5th fret. On the 6th string, you'd find it 10th fret, right? So real quick before we go any further, now let's take some of these root notes and let's play the chords, the bar chords that we know. And this might expose that there's certain chords that for whatever reason, you prefer to play them in one spot, but you forget to play the one that's based on the 5th string, right? Does that ever happen? Because G, we get so familiar with that. Oh, you need a G? There you go, boom. And we maybe stop to a beginner mindset is like, well, I got a G chord. The song said it needs a G, right? So what's not to love? In a way, you're right. But in another way, you've got one particular sound there that is a very full, but kind of it's a little bit like rich, very dark chocolate cake where it's got a lot of filler. And it's just going to sound different than this one up here. It's also going to sound different than if you just take 3 notes like a triad. So that's part of why triads matter so much, is that they really open up the sound. Okay, and what we're going to talk about here with tenths is that they open it up even more. They give you more freedom, and yet the best part is that you get the sound of that major or minor chord. So they really are kind of unique in that particular way. So let me quiz you a little bit more, and then we'll dive into these tenths full-fledged. So play me an A minor. So I'm playing the one that's based on the 5th fret, 6th string. Play me another A minor, okay. Open A minor, that counts. Up here, 12th fret. And you might have some other ones. You might be able to play triads. That's great. Let's keep going. Let's go up to like a B minor. So that's one that shows up as a bar chord there, 2nd fret, also there. And you're going to need all of that information, because let's scale this back. And let's just take, for starters, let's take a look at this G, this classic full-fledged G bar chord. And I'll spell in the roots. So there's a root, there's a root, and there's a root. There's 3 G's in that G chord. And geez Louise, that's a lot of G's. Seems a little bit redundant. So let's take out the extra ones, these high ones. And I'm just using extra as a subjective term. If that enrages you, you've probably already moved on from something else I've said. But okay, so now that leaves a root, a 5th, a major 3rd, and another 5th. The 5th has been described by my friends who, they don't know that I'm their friend, but I'm one of their avid followers over at Open Studio. They're like a jazz, really advanced jazz, amazing course of lessons. And I'm trying to learn piano, but they sort of describe the 5th in terms of scale degrees and in chord tones as a little bit like the drunk uncle. You're okay managing it when the drunk uncle's around, but if the drunk uncle isn't at the party, you're not going to miss it. So let's get rid of the 5th. Bye-bye, Uncle Inappropriate. Now we've got, boom, just a root and a 3rd, but it's a very important interval there, because that major 3rd is the only thing giving that G major its major sound, right? Everything else was more neutral, like roots and 5ths. That's not committing yet. That commits it. So all of that is to say, if we just took the root and the major or minor 3rd, because as we go to a different chord within G, what I just spelled right there is the A and its 3rd, which is going to be minor. So check it out. Full bar chord, full bar chord. Now if I just play the tenths, and I'm going to show my right hand because I'm just grabbing, in this case, the 6th string and the 3rd string. Boom. Nice, right? Put some verb on that. Check it out. Just bopping around playing tenths there. And we're going to do that now. So I think I had this. This is my Rachel Ray cooking show moment. Huh? There it is, right? That's the full set. We could also have, I'm seeing now, I could have the E down here as well. Are there any questions as I get into this? Do you want to, we'll build a little track, and I want you to try these out for yourself and just hear how they sound. Because that is the power of music. You get to hear it and feel it for yourself. There's a famous quote talking about music is like dancing about architecture, which means just like, yeah, we could talk about it all day. Let's rock. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm realizing now I'm playing a little simple drum beat and keys part from earlier in the week when we did a GWOD. GWODs are our guitar workouts of the day. So precisely what we're doing, there would be way less talking and more rocking, but we would jam over it. So check it out. We'd be like, so it's a 1 chord, a G, to a 4 chord, a C, to a D, and then an E minor. So let's play those here just based on the 6th string. G up to C, just keep it on this string right now. D and then E minor, right? And even though it sounds like the keys might be doing something a little bit different, we're just gonna spell that out. Start messing around with the tenths, I'll play you some bass. Here we go, some guitar bass. Oh boy, I always forget that. There was another loop in there and it was way not in our key. That's become now my signature move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Have at it. So you could play the chords, and if you want to play the chords, it's going to be a G, 1 chord, C, 4 chord, D, 5 chord, E minor, 6 chord. You dig it? You dig it. So here we go. So for the 7th, keep playing, by the way. Our friend Michael Beckloff just asked, what do you do for the 7th? You just play a minor, because the 7th degree of a diatonic set of chords. Diatonic is just sort of like the fancy way of saying the chords that are built into the scale, right? In this case, major. It would normally be an F sharp diminished, but a diminished chord is a 1, a flat third, minor third, and a flat 5. We don't need the 5. We're not using it. So just using roots and major or minor thirds, those 2 shapes, you notice that it's either going to be the one where it's a string on a different fret or the ones where they're on the same fret. You get the idea. Let the dots do the talking. Right? Could you, check this out, if you're ready for it, even if you're not, whoa, what's this? Let's take a breather. Let's look at this, because this will free you up now to really have fun with tenths. What that is the exact same scale on the 5th string. So let's find it up here. If we see, okay, that's a G, right? Okay, let's just look at the roots. Let's just spell it down and say the note names as we go. So that's a G. Okay, that's an F sharp. That's an E. By the way, how often do you play scales just starting by going in the down direction? So often we spell them up and down. It's like ABCs, but can you spell your ABCs backwards? It's tough. The letter game, right? G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, and then if we stay on that same string, we go back to that G. Okay, so now if we get to know these chords and how they line up with the notes, the root names, and the chords of the scale, just to spell them all out, we got G, A, B, C, D, E. Come on, pen. Don't make me upgrade to an M4 iPad unless somebody wants to gift me. No, I don't need that. You ever have computer stuff where you're like, I might have the outdated stuff, but it's working right now and I don't need drama. So that's all I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to 1. And this is going to be major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. This is diminished, right? That's how we got that scale on a string. And now we're just going to play the correct major or minor third. And these, again, are going to be just a couple little pieces that come from the underlying chord, right? So if you know these bar chords, there's a D bar chord, just play what's on the 5th string and the 2nd string. And I find that the fingering is kind of easiest using the pinky and the index right there, right? So let's try this now, same chord progression. Our break is over. Kick the tires and find your way, to begin with, find your way to this G up here on the 10th fret, right there. Now we gotta go down to a C. Just imagine the bar chords that you would normally hold, right? And here's the trick, if you're not yet comfortable holding these 10ths on their own, you can hold the full bar chord, just play the 10ths, right? Like you could be holding that, and then just, it's easiest when you pluck with the thumb and the fingers. So it's not so much a picking thing this time. You get the idea, I'm sure. Coming up after this, we're gonna draw the lucky winner from the Wheel of Chaos. That's right, Phyllis. We're doing our best. We're trying to give the people what they think they want, and then some. Now I encourage you, before we stop this track, to play some things that don't necessarily line up with the chords. Just mess around. Or go to the chord and then go somewhere else. That's the beauty. They can be melodic. They can be chords. They can be fills. Great job, gang. Okay. How's your brain doing? Let me know in the chat. Show me an emoji that represents how your brain is feeling after that. It's a lot of dots. Have you played 10ths before? And I'll try to look at the chat. Sometimes I'm juggling the chainsaws here. Oh, I'm looking down over here at Instagram. Okay, I was telling you guys to actually, grab the guitar. That's what I'm saying. It's Saturday, right? Hopefully you have enough breathing room on your weekend Saturday. Hopefully it's, like a Saturday, as they say, for you. Sometimes when people are working, they're like, all right, Tuesday's my Friday. I hope it feels like a Saturday where you are. Grab your guitar, just jam. Wade is feeling triumphant, confident. Jim Blizzard, his heart is I think, are those wings or is it a hand being, it's a little bit more kind of morbid if it's a set of Mickey Mouse hands holding a big old engorged heart. But sweet, futuristic caveman, love your name, love your vibe. Thank you, Tony Martino. And thank you all guitar friends for being here. So, a few weeks ago, because every month in my membership, my good friends get challenged by me. They get dared to share. And all they got to do is just show a video of themselves playing. And typically I give it like some parameters. So this month the parameter was, all right, I gave them a backing track that was about less than a minute long. And the thing about it, I should have it on hand. I'm not going to go fishing for it. But it's like a fun-loving sort of upbeat track, and it's got this little intro to it, like a da-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum, because I want my players, my students, my people to be able to hear the shape of a song, meaning like play a little lick or something that kicks us off, and then you play the melody, whatever you come up with, so you have lots of room to use the ideas that we're working on all the time, and make your own melody, make your own sort of pattern. And then it has an ending. So then it had like just a real simple, and you could come up with whatever you want. There were some really amazing different approaches. Some were more like finger style, some were acoustic and electric, some had bends, some played comedic fills and recognizable melodies. One person played the theme from In-N-Out Burger, because I called the whole challenge the In-N-Out Burger Challenge, because it's like, you got to get in, you got to have some meat in the middle, and then get out. Who here, I know I've asked my members, who here has ever gone to In-N-Out Burger? It's one of those spots that is usually vastly overhyped by someone who's been singing the praises of it. It's a good spot. I've had many burgers there. I don't live in Los Angeles anymore, but I used to go there on the regular. Anyway, I can't share with you examples of their playing because part of the deal is that it's like they can trust us that within our community you can play, you can make mistakes, you can say, hey everybody, I did 12 takes and here's the 13th one, here you go, take it or leave it. And that's the idea. It's a safe space to share. And I feel like everybody's not only been motivated by each other and the enthusiasm, they've also been motivated by the potential of getting free socks. Last month we did custom mugs. And now we did socks. So that's all I can tell you. It is time, my friends, to go to the Wheel of Chaos. And I recently, I changed to a different wheel spinning app because I'd tell you what, I spent way too long this morning trying to put the names into the wheel in the old app. And then all of a sudden it would like drop half the names. They would just go missing. It's like, no. So what you see here represents, if you see your name and the wedge is like woof, a little bit, that means you entered 2 or 3 times. So what was cool about this month is that if you entered by sharing your playing, that's great. You got 1 entry. If you submitted a video of yourself giving a little lesson about what you learned from your own experience of playing, that earned you another entry. And then there was one more bonus coming from one of our workouts where if you played a diagonal pentatonic all the way through, you got the 3rd bonus entry. So some people have a triple entry, such as Tyler. We got Tim Taylor. We got our friend over there, M. Beck, Michael Beckloff, and we got, anyway, you could win with just that 1 silver bullet entry. We need some music in the background. Woo! We need to breathe and get some funky beats going because, folks, it's about to get real. And that's right. We're giving away socks live. In fact, as soon as the winner is proclaimed and discovered, you're going to have to let me know what you want on your socks. We've got options. We've got the spicy pepper. We've got the cage bot. We've got a hamburger. Anything else you want? You want your name? You want your face? Send me a picture of your head and we can put your face on these socks. That's what we're working with. So let me know if you're ready for me to spin this wheel. And again, my people on Instagram, sorry, I haven't figured out how to get the wheel on there at the same time, but just trust me. There's a very colorful wheel on the screen and I'm going to shout out the winner when we land on it. This is exciting. This is exciting. In fact, I think we need to speed up the tempo a little bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me know if you're ready. Are you nervous, Michael Beckloff? He's twiddling his bare toes and he's just like, oh, it's getting so chilly. Is it just me? Oh, no, folks. It's that time. In fact, I had to lift up my iPad and let you know that it's Saturday. It's time to spin the wheel. If you're ready, Kent, if you're ready, the fates are looking pretty good for you. You got a pretty good slice of pizza there from all of your multiple entries. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Dare to Share May 2024 challenge is... Whoa, look at that. That's a good wheel right there. We're going to spin it. We're going to win it. Here we go. Oh, we spin it. Lord have mercy, look at those names flying by. It's clicking, it's clacking. Oh, it's looking really good for Mississippi. Oh, that's a buzzer. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Oh, Michael, I really do regret to inform you, you were just so close. But in fact, no cigar. Jazar, I would say one of our favorites here in the community, an absolute gem of a guitar friend, a worthy recipient for this and talk about a sharpshooter. Just goes to show you, you gotta dare, you gotta share, do everything you can, but it might just take that 1 entry to hit the bullseye. Oh, how about we all cool off? Somebody give me a key. Give me a key and we'll build a little track and we'll do some happy noodles. Congratulations to Jazar, Jennifer. Absolutely a stunning victory that took everything you had, everything that you could lay out on the field. I'm gonna give us a good easy one. Let's do E, right? Yeah, Jazar. All right, so if you're like, what should I play? I'll give you some ideas of an area that you can mess around with here, right? How about today, I challenge you to, gotta find a layer that I can draw on here. This is E, right? So here's an E on the second string, right? How about we set up shop there? Just right there, just to start with there. And put your first finger there. So instead of going there, just put your first finger, your index finger there. Put some vibrato on that. I'm gonna give you some more notes now, check it out. This one. Okay? Now how about this? I mean, I'm not mad at that one bit. What did I just do? Holy guacamole. So this is a very bendable note. Right? Let it sing, let it breathe. Let it be like, what would BB do, right? Now check this out. Try this one. Ooh, okay. Just mess with those two, back and forth. Keep coming back to that E. See if you can play with some vibrato, with some slide. Ooh, what was that? What did I do? What's going on? Try that. This spot right here is nice to use it as like a pickup. Consider it like that foot that you put behind you when you're about to jump, right? Okay, so maybe your front foot is loaded with most of your weight, but then you step back. If you're trying to jump and, you know, like dunk on a Nerf hoop or dunk on a real hoop if you're me, because I totally can. Someone filmed it once and the footage got lost, but here we go. It'd be like, right? Back foot and then you land on that. That's enough. I'm having a good time with that. Okay, we can add that too. I'll allow it. Oh, well, this is just advanced. Now, how did you do that? I don't know. All right, you're like, I get it. I see what you're doing. Show me more. Okay. These three notes right here. Just try them. And now, go back to that E. Bring it home. What did I just do? What did I just do? Oh, there you go. That's it. That's the last note I'm going to give you. So the pink ones, at least these ones right here. Here. I'm going to make one of those generalizations people regret instantly because there's someone who's waiting with their flamethrower. Who cares? The pink ones, those are more the major kind of BB sort of gravity. The blue ones are a little bit more of the bluesier, that's that minor third. That's a flat 7 right there. And these, that's the same as like, you see it everywhere. Anyway, a little flyby there. I want to talk to you about how it's going. In the comments, if you're watching and you're enjoying, yeah, it's the Batman, exactly. Or whatever, I can't remember how it goes, but that's that riff. The Batman, yeah, that's a good way to remember the three notes in a row. But I want to find out, genuinely, how are you doing out there in your world of guitar? Like, what is the latest thing that has been tripping you up or exciting you. On Instagram, by the way, Instagram, comment the word skills. I'll send you a free 5-day skills challenge, one day after another, one little bite-sized thing. And it's real good lessons with the downloadable PDFs and videos where I guide you through. It goes over root name recall. So like getting really good at lightning fast, being able to call the root name notes so that you have that. That's something that trips people up. Triads, I get into that. Modes, how to solo, how to find the key of any song you're listening to a jam track and be able to solo along. And then groove. Groove is one of those giants that we overlook. Groove is kind of like the steel beams in the building. It's like if you think you can build a skyscraper without it, it's like, let me know how that goes. Anyway, 5 days, skills challenge, free, totally yours. Of course, I'm trying to woo you. I'm trying to let you know what we're doing over here. So I'm looking at the comments. Let me know as I talk to you now a little bit. I'm going to give you a bit of like, here's what we're doing, and here's why I think you should join us. We'll be excited once you get in there. And just as a heads up, this is what I'm offering. This is what I'm offering to you. 2 weeks free on me. I want you to try our workouts and see if it's your style. I think it will be. Even right now, if you're a little bit skeptical, the beauty is this is risk-free. I like to say it's like 0% risk, 100% chance of tasty riffs or something to that effect. Guitar workout of the day, you can learn more there. But while I got you, let's just sort of vibe out. Okay, that track is way too stinky. We're not gonna be able to have a normal conversation with that going in the background. I'm gonna find like just a nice little loop. Hang with me. This will be good. So while I grab this, tell me if you're joining us. It's a safe space. I got a lot of wonderful guitar friends here, but tell me what's something that's been tripping you up on guitar. We could talk about that because that's what I want to be doing as I go. Is I want to have fun. I want to, get my noodles on, and I want you guys to make progress every single stinking day. That's the goal. What I'm grabbing here is a music bed from like Splice. I use quite a bit. So let's see. This one could be pretty cool. What's the tempo of this one? We'll find out. I think it needs to be more like. Let's see what this is like. This is going to be nice. That's way too slow. We need to speed that up, though. Pretty great, right? Just a bit of vibe in the background. I'll grab another one. That one, it's crazy. It's like the AI of music, but I'm trying to use it to my advantage. I'll turn off that advertisement. Sorry, that might seem a bit aggressive. Can't scare away the people. But you just press a button and it stacks up different tracks, like samples, and it's like, here you go, boss. I'm like, wow. Right? Just gonna grab a few of these, put them in the background, let them cycle. Yeah, these are kind of serious sounding, but I like it. All right, so I believe, I'm looking at the chat here. Okay, so Jim Blizzard. We love Jim Blizzard. Love his name, love his enthusiasm even more. Rewatched yesterday's session and practiced major and minor diagonals for a while. Feeling more and more confident every day. Good. Except for the occasional brain farts. That is part of the recipe for success, honestly. It's the I got it, I don't got it. And that's all good. That's totally valid. And you just keep stumbling forward. And you're doing great. I've been hearing you playing in the Dare Share. I love seeing the progress in real time. Wade Olson, you have corrected what I self-learned about diagonal pentatonic. Now I can see other options. That's great. Yeah, the idea is just like when you're on the fly doing that diagonal thing, it's like you're passing through a part of town that like, oh, I know, I can see the box one from here. I can jump off here and get off the train, and you can do some of your, I love having a bag of tricks and your favorite licks. Maybe that gets a little bit downplayed as far as people think, well, you got to break out of the box, but I want you to have a vocabulary of your favorite moves. And the trick is being able to see them in any key, at any tempo, and as you're going by playing, let's say like a diagonal pentatonic, having the presence of mind and the confidence to just grab one of your go-to moves. Then it becomes like the substance of your style, right? Where people are like, oh, that totally sounds like Wade when he does that move. That's what we all love about our heroes, is that we can recognize them, right? So leaning into that is great. John, we love John. We love John. Great Jim Blizzard. I'm stoked to learn the more horizontal moves. Yeah, John, thank you for cheering everyone on, and hopefully you feel cheered on. It was great to see you in the Zoom call yesterday. And yeah, the diagonal thing is kind of fun, how it's lighting people up and new ideas. Good. Yeah. And I like to see when you guys are rewatching things and getting more out of it. Yeah. So like I said, my name's Tim Fagan. I'll keep it short, but I used to tour with Colby Calais. That's the shiny record in the background. I was on her record, her first record that was like had Bubbly on it and Realize, and I played some guitar on that. And then she asked me to tour with her as her music director and band leader, which was amazing, fantastic. We, played all the TV shows and opened for John Mayer in his summer tour back then. And we got asked to, she and I got asked to write a song with Jason Mraz. And so we collaborated because I'm primarily a songwriter, and that's how Colby knew me first and foremost. So we worked on a song that ended up being the duet that they sing called Lucky. Lucky, I'm in love with my best friend. So went on to win a Grammy. It was a big hit song. So a lot of my background comes from guitar first, and then songwriting and producing. And now I'm back in this sort of interesting space in my career, teaching guitar because it's what I love most. And really, it's what it all comes back to for me. And I see a lot of information out there, but all I want to do is make it more approachable and help you make your progress on your goals. Because most of what I see is that there's a lot of really hard-working guitar players that keep hitting a stumbling block over and over again. And the key thing that trips them up is just a lack of consistency. Let me know if, as I go, if you're feeling anything of what I'm saying, just like, let me know that it's hitting home, because I'm trying to figure out what it is that would really hold you back and then what might help you out. But what I see a lot is that people have no real plan. They're just going from video to video. And I hear people say that they have been on and off with guitar for years. And they end up always kind of sounding the same, playing the same old stuff. And so they'll go through streaks, like a hot streak, and then they'll drop it for a few years, and then they'll come back to it, feel kind of guilty, feel like they're kind of rusty, and try to rebuild it. Usually what we do these days is we try to build ourselves back up on YouTube only, or YouTube and Instagram, but basically consuming content. And that creates what I call YouTube-itis, where essentially it's like endless snacking. Imagine if you're at Costco on a Saturday and you're trying the free samples, and then you go back around and you try some more free samples, and you're just filling up on free snacks. And in essence, you get what you pay for when you're just staying at the free level of information, right? So you keep going around, and you might not know it, but you're baking in a lot of messy habits in your playing, just because there's always a different teacher, a different method, and a different sort of a la carte video that you're watching. So that's got to go out of your diet, hopefully. And so I find that a lot of players, as a result, have a permanent state of overwhelm. They're just buried by all this content. There's never going to be a way you're going to watch all the videos, but should you or could you? You keep feeling like you have to keep up with something. And so even when we buy lessons, and I've found this, I've bought a lot of guitar lessons and piano lessons and things like that. You get this huge bundle of lessons online, and it just seems like too much. Maybe there's that instant buyer's remorse. Maybe there's that first couple weeks or so where you're really enthusiastic. Then life happens, breaks that pattern, and it's like, oh great, now I have this huge mountain of videos to try to get through, and it's sort of hanging on your back. I don't like that feeling. I know you don't like that feeling. And so what could replace that? That's literally why I'm taking the approach I am. Because I started by making self-guided courses. I still make them. I make them as exciting as I can. I think they're great, but there's something different about when you show up with other people. All I wanted to do was make stuff that's more approachable for guitar players like yourself, so that it's not this constant jargon of theory and things like that. You actually have a way to feel like you can take a bite off of it a little more each day. So, and I'm glancing at my notes, I hope you don't mind. I want more of the guitar players that are out in the wild to be just happy and excited and guilt-free, genuinely, because so often I hear people that are just beating themselves up like, I should be practicing this. Let me know if you can relate to this. It's like, I should be practicing my insert name of topic or scale or whatever. I know I should be doing that. Life's been really busy. And it's like, no one's worried about, your report card. I just want to know that you're looking forward to the next time you pick up the guitar. That is the magic of feeling like, yeah, I'm not perfect, but I'm getting there. Like that feeling is like, there you go. That's your lightning in a bottle. I want you to feel more of that. And so literally from that place, you may not know this. Some of my members, I don't think I've ever talked about this, honestly. I spent a solid 2 years before even launching anything lesson-wise. Didn't make a single bit of content. And I probably stayed too long in research phase. But while I was there, I was just looking through all the different options out there. And I was, drawing on my whiteboard and trying to figure out what is it that is tripping people up and what is making it seem so difficult when I love guitar and I want it to feel like a friendly, approachable experience. And it occurred to me one day when I was in that sort of like marinating and sort of like researching mode intensely. I was in a yoga class. And if you've ever been in a yoga class, the best part is at the very end. So at the end, you just lay flat. It's called Shavasana. And I was just laying flat, listening to very ethereal, wonderful music. And it occurred to me, I was like, why can't guitar be like this where someone just tells me what to do for like an hour, or for 15 minutes? Why can't it just be like, tell me the exercises, I'll do it, I'll focus really hard, I'll sweat, and then I'll just get back to my life. And I was like, that's it. And I realized right then that I have not seen that in the guitar world. There's something similar. There's maybe live master classes, there's Zoom calls, there's, like one-to-one lessons even, but the idea that I could just show up and the coach is going to tell me what to play was like, oh, duh. And then I recognized like, oh, in the world of sports, I've always had coaches that design workouts to get me into shape. And what my job is to show up and be ready to like follow those directions, trust them, and then just know that it's going to get me closer to my goals, to my gains. I can just focus on digging in. I don't have constant decision fatigue of like, what am I going to practice next? Again, let me know. I'm just sort of rambling here. I am following my notes. There is a point to all this. As you can imagine, I'm telling you about what it is that became clear for me as far as how I could help you. So there was one more thing I realized from the world of like fitness. I was, for a while, I was in that CrossFit world, which is a hilarious kind of world of people that are just totally doing squats like their life depends on it. But part of what keeps them in the zone is that they have a workout of the day. It's called a WOD, workout of the day. And they know when they show up, they just got to do the things on the workout board and they're good and they'll get ripped and they'll be moving towards their goals. So I was like, why not the guitar workout of the day? Why not the guitar workout of the day? Literally, like just, I'm your coach. Show up and we do what we call GWODs. Yeah, I just took the idea and I was like, all right, GWODs. Trademark, by the way. Now, guitar workout of the day. I want you to experience these because of the things that I've offered my students in the last 9 months that I've been doing this. This is like changed everything. They're all just like, oh my God, I'm playing more guitar than I have in years. And I just got to show up and you can hang out with the friends, the guitar friends that show up. You can comment like we are right here. You can lay low. I know there's a bunch of people that are showing up day in, day out, and they're just, they're not commenting, they're just playing. That's all I care about is you having fun, going through the exercises. Yeah, and I'm in there personally, live, just like we are right now, 5 days a week. I'm in there coaching you through riffs and games, exercises. There's a weekly theme. So this last week, our theme was tenths. The week before was diagonal pentatonics. So we stay on topic and you build on whatever you learn. But they're also bite-sized, so you could jump in at any point and get value. You're not going to be left behind if you show up on day 2 of a 3-day sequence. It's always starting from a fresh place because the magic of the format, as you've seen, I'll light it up again just so you see this crazy progress bar. Boom! The crowd goes crazy. It's built in. I can't turn it off, but they're really happy for us. So the guitar workout always has this 3-part structure. You start off in the first 3 minutes with a warm-up, just like we did. And it's always designed to be just an easy way to kick off the rust, drop in. It might not have anything directly to do with the lesson. It might just be like root name recall or like, jam a little bit in this scale and just sort of a refresher. So you can switch your brain over from your adult life brain and your to-do list into just guitar fun mode. Where you're like, okay, all right, this is my buffer into like, I grabbed my guitar, I made it. Let me catch my breath, warm up. It's perfect for that. As you see, it counts down, it sort of keeps us on task. And then the next 6 minutes, when it hits the workout section, that's our one bite-sized concept of the day. And we might be picking up where we left off the day before, but it's one theme, one idea. I give you clear instruction, examples, we stack on the day before, and then once we get that sort of like little chunk of a lesson and some exercises in the middle, just like I'm doing, I build tracks on the fly. The last 3 minutes, the play section, is just 3 minutes to freestyle. And I'll let you take over and jam over a track that I've been building on the fly. I'll sometimes ask like, hey, what key should we be in? Just like we did today. Or what chord progression? Or I might weave it into something that we were working on with like circle of fifths, whatever it is. We just move around from topic to topic. But once you get into a rhythm, you realize like, oh, I sort of have a diabolical plan. Me, your coach. I might move you through a bunch of topics, but then I weave them together as we go. So you never have to worry that like, oh, what happened to that topic? Oh no, I forgot about that. None of that anxiety. If you do want to watch the replays, they're all there. We have over 160. As you may have seen, this is episode 161. I started doing this like only in November, but we're up to 161. And the beauty of that is that you can search by topic and hashtag and all that. So you can watch the latest one, or you can go deeper on a topic that you're most excited about. All right. So if you have any questions, let me know. One question that comes to mind, I'm sure, is, what level of guitarist is this designed for? Let me walk you through exactly how I feel genuinely that there's 3 levels of guitarists, and you're in one of these categories, I believe. If you're watching at this point, you're in one of these categories. And let me cover your bases so you don't feel like this is too much or too little for you. Level 1 is the beginner guitarist, and beginner is a broad term. Let's just say you've been playing for 1 to 2 years, pretty steadily. You're getting into like you can play bar chords, and you've got your basics. Maybe you've got a couple of pentatonic scales, things like that. I'm glancing at the comments too. I want to make sure I see them sort of as they go by. Yeah. Thanks, Daniel. As far as, the workouts, one of our awesome members, Daniel, I'm sorry you didn't win. You had 2 great entries in the Dare to Share, but the socks have found a valid home with Jennifer. Finally getting something out of yoga. Yeah, you never know when the inspiration's going to strike, I'm sure. Thanks, John. Yeah, the live sessions, we're having a good time. Oh yeah, that's the countdown. We have the little chimes and sound effects. Yeah. As far as notation, seeing you there, front tooth missing, as far as your username there. I don't do much notation, and really my workaround for that was these dots. I get into a bit of the tablature stuff, but one thing that I can say that really helps is rhythm, groove. So we can talk about that a little bit after my spiel here, but it's like, if you can break down any musical phrase you hear into like 1 and 2, all that kind of counting, then you can just put the notes very easily. It's not so much about what dot goes on what line, I've found, as it is about being able to hear the rhythmic phrase, and that really helps you fill in the bars and the measures properly. That's what I've found. All right. So the other thing I want to tell you about the beginner level guitarist is that the mindset, and that you may be playing more or less as far as these are estimate times, but at first glance, what I'm describing, it might make you feel a little bit nervous. Like, I don't know if I can keep up, but you might realize that it's kind of that good nervous where it's like, well, if I could, this would be amazing. That's how you know that what's waiting for you in this membership is the support of the community. You can see everybody's enthusiastic, cheering each other on. We all know that we're in the same boat, and whatever level we're at, we're on our way to like just showing up and getting better. So you'll have that feeling that you found your tribe, and you can accomplish way more when you have that sense of like camaraderie and just like, all right, I'm not alone, I'm not crazy. You can ask any questions, and we definitely zoom in on topics that need a little more explaining. It's a conversation. So it's not some kind of like, here we go, keep up or you're left behind. So the next type of guitarist is level 2. A lot of people fall into this category, and they are what I call the big intermediate. And you may have heard that term before, but I really feel it describes the guitarist who's been going for, we'll switch the backing track to see what we got here with this one. Ooh, I like that one. A little more determined. You've been playing for 3 to 5 years, and again, maybe you've been playing way more. Maybe you've already sort of like warp speeded up to that level in a couple of years. But the key thing about this level is that you're on the verge of a breakthrough. You just don't know where to find it. You've been stuck in the intermediate rut and all that. And I say big intermediate because I think sometimes we think maybe we're at this intermediate level, I should be better, when actually you've kind of just dipped into the beginning of the intermediate level. I get choked up when I talk about people's progress on guitar, but you're searching for that thing that's going to take it to the next level. So while you're waiting to find that thing, you get into information overload, and you're starting to feel like, okay, this is really kind of feeling like I'm going around in circles doing the same thing. That is where I'm here to tell you that these workouts are all about momentum, and compared to information, momentum matters more. Literally showing up on a regular basis will get it into your bloodstream, so that you won't keep window shopping for like, oh, maybe it's triads, or maybe it's arpeggios, or maybe it's this aspect of cage system that I've heard about. It's more like, oh, now I hear it. Oh, now I feel it. Oh, now I can, and then you're off to the races with an idea of your own. It becomes yours. And you will start to see everything fresh again, just through the fact that you're showing up and you're feeling like, okay, less bouncing around in your brain, more of just music making. That's for you. The level 3 player that this is perfect for is what I call the tasty intermediate player, meaning you might be playing for 10 years or more, 6 to 10 years or more. And I probably relate to this level the most, not because of like the advanced aspect, but more that you've heard a lot of guitar playing, and you've come back to the things that are simple and satisfying, and you know that those are the ideas that serve the song, and that's where your kind of wheelhouse is musically. Like, you find most of the YouTube videos that are out there these days kind of annoying because they're promising a lot of shortcuts and hacky tricks and things like that, like learn to get awesome, be Jimi Hendrix in 2 minutes, in 1 minute, 30 seconds, and it just sort of feels unrealistic. And you know what you like, and so instead of getting stuck like chasing around those sort of like clickbait ideas and ending up in the weeds again, you'll discover that the workouts and my sensibilities for most people will kind of spark a sense of like why you love guitar back to life. And I guarantee you'll be reminded that when we stack simple ideas together, they turn into the sophisticated stuff that we all love. Like the simple ideas of a diagonal pentatonic mixed with like a couple of tenths, like what we did today, turns into like signature riffs and iconic songs. You don't need any more or less, you just got to play it with feeling. That's going to light up again for you, because it's all about playing little riffs and songs. And I guarantee you'll enjoy our spicy nights, one night a week. If my members, if you're watching still, if you can attest to this, one night a week we do spicy night. Drop some spicy peppers in the chat if you can, because that's where I let everyone know, all right, we're going to kick it up a notch and move a little faster and cover more ground. So you're always going to feel like you have, at the very least, one night that is like really geared towards you. And then all the other nights, I guarantee you'll be able to take whatever I'm showing people, you can play it, at your own tempo, meaning you could play, instead of quarter notes, eighth notes, you can really kick it up a notch, and you will not be bored. So here's a question I have for you, and I want you to answer, please. Yeah, spicy peppers. Ooh, spicy. Wade and Michael know. That's a spicy pepper. What is your dream outcome? And maybe we work so hard at practicing guitar that we forget to check in with, like, what is something specific that I can hope for on guitar? Like a scenario that you really kind of see in your mind. If you could, drop that in the comments. I'd love to catch up with that and read it as they come in. Because sometimes we forget. We just get on the train of, I got to play more, I got to learn more. There's that thing that I'm supposed to learn about. There's that topic. And I want to know what lights you up as an actual situation you see in your head. Sometimes what I hear in my one-to-one lessons is that the musicians want to be able to like just sit with their guitar on the front porch and be able to play. Like, have it sound like music, play some chords, play some triads, some tasty fills, just be able to flow with ideas with a guitar and not have it be so much work and not have it be like starts and stops. And I love that scenario. And I think it doesn't have to be any more exotic than that. It doesn't have to be that you turn into a touring musician or, a household name, whatever that is. I want you to feel like that the purest form of where you're going with this is like, I can sit with the guitar, I can play. And in those moments where you're just kind of vibing and flowing from thing to thing, I guarantee you, that's when your partner or spouse, whoever significant other in your life, they're gonna peek their head around the corner and be like, hey honey, that sounds great. Or what's that? There will be a sudden spike of intrigue that just comes from, that's how people respond when they're hearing music. When they're hearing a roommate or a loved one practice scales, they're like, okay, great. Like, I hope you get better. Yeah, sounding good. Because there's something different when you start to play a song or start to play an idea that came from your own inspiration. I want that for you to have that effect on just the world around you. Because then if you decide to share it with us, share it with, a YouTube audience, play an open mic, you'll start from a place of like, ooh, I feel like kind of different. I feel like I can actually say something. Again, that is genuinely what I'm all about. To help you on your way, in addition to the incredible workouts, we do have self-paced courses, which are awesome. I call them gauntlets, and they're based around short little songs that I build from scratch, with the idea that I'm going to show you different takeaway ideas, like talking about triads and fills and scales, all the stuff, all the nuts and bolts, but it's attached to a song. So you're not just out in the wild playing like random snippets, or like, I can play the first 4 bars of whatever, Smoke on the Water, and then what? I don't know. That's where it stopped. It's like, I'm giving you the tools to be able to do it on your own. Another huge thing is that we have weekly Zoom hangs. So every Friday, unless there's a scheduling change, I have been pretty consistent about having every single Friday we get together and we just do a full jam session. We do a workout. You can share what you're playing, ask specific questions, fine tune. That's to make sure that you're always on track and you keep dialed in. Let me remind you, this is an incredible offer, 2 weeks to try everything. That includes all the workouts, all the self-guided courses, all the Zoom hangs you'll have access to. You'll also have access to all the extras and goodies. I have a bunch of incredible bonuses, like my 11 lifesaver licks that are all tabbed out with interactive tab, and there's a triads workout. It's like a real quick sort of like, you could do it in one sitting. Lots of good juicy content in there. I hope you take me up on this incredible offer. I'm not really good at being the sales guy, but here we are in this new economy. Check it out, guitarworkoutoftheday.com if you want to learn more. The link is in the description, I believe, or you can just type it into the web browser of your choice. Yeah, try today. Don't delay. Operator standing by. One of my dogs has got to answer the phone. Thanks so much, Kent and John and everyone who's been here and sticking around to the end. Let's jam a bit more. And like I said, if you're on Instagram, go ahead and comment skills. You'll get the information. You also get some amazing mini lessons on the house. Do it. Do it now. You know what I mean? I'm having a lot of fun, and I am thrilled that all of my members are daring and sharing, and we're getting into it. Let's hit this beat right here. We'll come back to this same beat that we started with at the beginning. All right. Somebody give me a different key than E, and let's build a little jam track, and let's noodle our way out of town. And we're going to be playing diagonal pentatonics. We're going to be playing tenths. And you can do what I do. You can do your own thing. What is the key that calls to you now? B minor. I like it. This is a great choice, and I'm on board with it. Pretty funky, if I do say so myself. All right, so give me some B minor pentatonic. Give me some diagonal. Let me spell out some stuff here. Let me help you out on your journey. You got a B minor. You got a G major. I'm doing a G7. You got an A major. And then you got a D7, right? This is fun, guitar friends. So that would be the 10th right there. That would be the 10th right there. That's a major 10th right there. Come on, dots. That would be another major 10th right there. So I'm just color coding it for you. Right? Right? If you want the minor diagonal, I'll do these a little bit more subtle, these white dots here. Right? Right there, right there. Right there, Fred. Bada boom, bada bang. How about it? Let's jam our way out of town here, kids. You're amazing. Thanks for everything. Sorry, that's an E7. I got rather exuberant. Pardon me, pardon me. Jam it out, gang. See you, guitar friends. Claim your free trial now. Your first 2 weeks are on me. Talking about Guitar Friend Tim from Guitar Workout of the Day. Sunday, Tuesday,